The National Task Force for the West Philippine Sea is stepping up its watch of marine features in the country's exclusive economic zone following traces of ongoing reclamation activities in one of the shoals. National Security Council Assistant Director General Jonathan Malaya says the task force has ordered the government to intensify patrols in all marine features within the Philippines' 322-kilometer exclusive economic zone after the Philippine Coast Guard reported the alleged dumping of corals on Escoda Shoal east of Palawan Province.
The National Task Force West Philippine Sea, led by Secretary Anyo, has already directed mas maigting na pagbabantay sa lahat ng mga features natin at lahat ng mga features within the West Philippine Sea, within our 200 nautical miles exclusive economic zone. Kasi wala pong magbabantay dyan kundi tayo.
According to Malaya, the National Security Council is alarmed by the report of the Philippine Coast Guard on the recent reclamation activities in Escoda Shoal using crushed corals.
Kaya nung na-receive naman ng report from the Philippine Coast Guard, kaagad nag-utos si Secretary Eduardo Anyo na ilabas ito sa publiko in consonance with our transparency policy. Kaya hindi natin tinatago kung ano yung mga nangyayari sa Sabina Shoal.
Citing the report from the Philippine Coast Guard, Malaya says the reclamation activity was more alarming due to its proximity to the Philippine-occupied Pag-asa Case 1, 2, and 3 in the municipality of Kalayaan in Palawan. PCG spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea, Commodore J. Tariela, says the Coast Guard has to make sure it was able to prevent China from carrying out a successful reclamation in Escoda Shoal. Tariela believes the PCG has been effective in deterring China from doing small-scale reclamation because it has not documented any activity from the Chinese vessels present in Escoda Shoal since it deployed its multi-role response vessel there in mid-April. China has carried out extensive land reclamation on some islands in the South China Sea, building air force and other military facilities, causing concern in Washington and around the region. The governments of the Philippines and the United States are looking at expanding their cooperation on the potential use of space for maritime domain awareness that would be beneficial in ensuring safety of Filipino mariners at sea. In a joint statement, the U.S. and the Philippines say they conducted the first bilateral space dialogue in Washington, D.C. early May, agreeing that Earth observation is a priority area for bilateral cooperation. The statement says the two governments discuss a range of programs that use satellites to better forecast weather patterns, support agricultural and infrastructure planning, improve natural resource use, and provide vital telecommunications services. The governments likewise agreed to consider the possible hosting of a U.S. Geological Survey Landsat ground station in the Philippines. It adds that the delegations recognizes the potential for expanded cooperation on the use of space for maritime domain awareness, including through the U.S. Department of Transportation-led Sea Vision program. The bilateral space dialogue bears that such a program will be useful in monitoring and documenting vessels in the Philippines' territorial waters and exclusive economic zone, ensuring the safety of mariners at sea, monitor and help protect the environment, and help combat illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing. The U.S. and the Philippines also highlight the efforts to expand the provision of satellite-enabled broadband internet services to remote and underserved areas of the Philippines, including a Philippine Space Agency initiative in cooperation with USAID Better Access and Connectivity. The joint statement likewise indicates that the next U.S.-Philippines Space Dialogue will be held in the Philippines at a mutually agreed-upon future date. The Commission on Elections says embattled Bamban Mayor Alice Guo may be charged with perjury if she is proven to have misrepresented herself as a Filipino citizen when she filed her candidacy. Comelec Chairman George Garcia says there was a possibility that some candidates in the 2022 elections, including Guo, had submitted fake documents, particularly about her Filipino citizenship, that allowed her to run as mayor of the municipality.
Kung mapapatunayan na hindi naman pala talaga siya Filipino citizen, ay siya po ay pwedeng maging liable o makasuhan ng perjury.
The Comelec only requires aspiring candidates to submit a certificate of candidacy in which they declare they are Filipino citizens. Candidates in local positions in the country may be natural-born Filipinos or foreign nationals who become naturalized Filipino citizens. According to Garcia, the Comelec presumes that all information put by the candidates in their certificate of candidacy are correct.
Ipipresume ng Comelec, sabi ng batas, na yung deklarasyon mo lahat ay tama until may mag-file ng disqualification o cancellation ng iyong candidacy na isang registered voter. Ang Comelec po ay ministerial ang duty namin. Ano po ibig sabihin? Wala po kaming karapatan na tumanggi sa pinafile na certificates of candidacy. Basta po kompleto ang lahat ng items doon, walang blanco, tatanggapin po namin yan. Kahit pa nga maaaring mali ang deklarasyon o nagsisinungaling, maliban na lang kung later on may magpapile po ng disqualification.
Based on their verification, Garcia confirms that no one from Bamban had filed a disqualification nor opposed Guo's application for candidacy, which she filed in April 2021, more than a year before the May 9, 2022 national and local elections. The Comelec stresses that its jurisdiction over a local candidate would be effective only from the filing of the certificate of candidacy up to their proclamation. On May 7, Senator Risa Ontiveros questioned Guo's identity, saying the mayor had no official records to prove she was a Filipino and went as far as to ask whether she was a Chinese citizen. The senator later raised the possibility that Guo might be a Chinese asset trained to infiltrate and influence the Philippine government, as they found no hospital birth record or school records for her.